Hello there. I am so glad that you are here tonight. I'm Kat Hobson, and you are watching Paranormal Experienced. I am, I am just so thrilled when I get to have people on that we've met, but they live a long way away from me. We were at Ashmore Estates together. I've seen them around other places here and there, but these are people who actually get active, do the work in the community. They are good investigators. They are good people. And I don't know about Jay. I'm just kidding. I think Jay Lynch is wonderful. But this is Jay and Teresa Lynch. Jay is he is one of the three J's and the people who started the Dark Realm Network. He is actually he's really wicked funny, but don't tell him I said that. He is one of the people that brings a lot of heart to the paranormal community. He hosts he hosts a lot of stuff. I'm not gonna lie. But you'll see him on LEP Productions, the 3J, Stirring the Pot, and Dark Realm Radio. And, I don't really understand where he gets all this time and the energy because he is wicked funny. Teresa is the flip side of this. She's just fantastic. Also, she is an energy healer, which a lot of people don't realize just what all is involved in that as far as sharing your energy, needing to take care of yourself as you're doing that, and things of that nature. She's also a psychic. She's also a medium. And so let's bring them on. Hello, Lynches.
What? How are you? I want to meet these dudes you're talking about.
Right? They sound pretty good. Oh, I know, right? Y'all are going to have to snuggle up.
I don't want to. We've been married for 38 years. I ain't got to snuggle nothing no more. Oh.
Oh, I'm so sorry, but she is going to knock the fire out of you in just a minute or pinch you really hard.
I hope.
Before the night is out.
But I don't know what to do about that. So
which part?
Well, as one of you is talking, just lean in.
Oh,
but if people are not on their cell phones, then this is perfect because there you are. And I think that they can turn and have the horizontal instead of the vertical shot too.
I don't know. That's all high tech, and I'm not that high tech.
I'm not very high tech.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually just kidding because I am kind of high tech most of the time, but not so much as Carl. But I don't think can hear me.
Oh, we can hear you.
I can hear you. Good. Okay. Well, I am so excited to be part of Dark Realm TV. And when I was brought in here, I was just kind of like, oh my, this is real people and real stuff, and I love it. And our friend Denise Pridemore is on hiatus right now, but there's so much here. And Jay, y'all were implemental in bringing this about. So how did the concept of this come up? I mean, because I know you investigate, I know you're a lot fun, goofy guy, but this is serious.
Dark Realm is very serious. It's a huge passion of ours. We had talked about it for years, and in the paranormal community, everybody's always like, well, I wish there was a place I could show my videos besides YouTube. And
Mm-hmm.
There's some other platforms out there, and they're wonderful. They're great people, but some you have to have been on TV before. You have to have so many followers. You have to have so many likes and views and all that. We wanted to build a platform for everyone, everyone in the paranormal, because everyone has a story to tell, whether they are researching the paranormal, whether they're doing cryptid, whether they're doing urban exploration, UFOs. It doesn't matter what it is. Everybody has a story to tell. And
yes.
I always joke around about it and put it in the presence that Dark Realm TV is the PBS for paranormal. We put everybody on there. We don't care whether you have, no, we don't care whether you have one follower or 1 billion. It doesn't matter. You film your story. You're trying to tell your story. You're trying to share your evidence, and not too many people get a chance to be on like Roku and Amazon Fire at that level. I mean, we're on there the same level as HBO and Netflix and everything else. So we want to give people that opportunity. And we talked about it for a while and talked about it quite a while. And we decided a couple years ago to pull it. Well, last November, we've been live for 1 year, and it's gone. It's still growing. We're still adding new shows. Because like I said, we got everybody. We got a husband and wife team that's coming on. We've actually now got some indie movies coming on. We got more indie movies coming on, horror movies. So, I mean, we have every week, we have Inhumane Championship Wrestling. They put up a new show every Friday. There's 36 episodes on there right now.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's growing. But it's about people. It's about giving everybody a voice. And the good thing about it is it's your story. You're telling it. We don't tell you how to film it. We don't tell you how to edit it. We don't tell you about your evidence, anything. It's completely you. All we do is give you an opportunity to be on the platform, to put it up to the world.
Well, I'm going to tell you that I appreciate it because, you know, as most of the people know, I got hacked. I lost my pages. I lost my followers. I lost everything. And it was a nightmare because I've done Paranormal Experienced for 10 years and, you know, Fate Magazine for 5 years. And all of that and all of the followers were just gone. I was deplatformed, and it was just kind of like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
And I still don't know what happened. I mean, you know, but here I am, and here, you know, Carl Albertson has a large part to do with helping me pick up and dust off. And I mean, because I'm sorry, I never stopped doing my shows. It didn't matter if I was the only person, you know, seeing the shows.
Right.
I was doing them. And, you know, it's just so much. There's so many people in the paranormal field, and everybody has experiences and everybody has a story to tell.
Right.
And you give, not just on my show, all the other shows, you give everybody an opportunity to share that, because I don't know a single paranormal investigator that's not on a network that's, you know, that's not, they don't care. They're there because they want to investigate the paranormal.
Right.
Right.
They want to find evidence of Bigfoot. I want to find UFOs. I'm scared of Bigfoot. But you know, there's so much out there that I'm not scared of Bigfoot. I'm scared of Bigfoot's friends. It's the other guys. But you know, and it's just such a cool beans kind of thing to be able to investigate, share evidence, talk to people that have a passion. Y'all have a passion for the paranormal.
Oh, we big time. And like I said, I even do cryptid research. I am one of the founding members of the North American Dogman Project and stuff.
I do know that, because that's pretty. I'm sorry, that's badass. That really is.
It's
to
fun.
be
It's
willing
just
to do that.
fun. It's. I have an interest in everything.
Yes.
And it's my ADHD. I can't get enough of doing things.
I know people have met somebody like him. He has a thirst for knowledge.
Mm-hmm. He does.
And then when
I can't use it, but I want it.
When he gets on something, you know, he'll be talking to me, and I just look at him, and I'll tell him to go talk to his smart friend, and so he'll start a chat with ChatGPT or
I use Gemini and Copilot, but now I'm working with Jason's introduced me to a gentleman that that's built equipment, written a couple of books, and we've been talking on some theories that I've had for some equipment design. So now we're venturing into that direction also. Besides the podcasting network and the TV network and the filming network and making movies and
the hot sauce,
which by the way is really cool.
Now I have
I saw that.
Yep.
How hot is that?
It's not. It is so good, Kat.
It's like Frank's hot sauce. It's about that hot right there. It's a mild. It's a very mild, medium to medium hot sauce.
When the guys told me that they were going to do a hot sauce, I was like, okay, And then they told me what the base was going to be,
Uh,
with it being strawberry. I said, y'all are nuts.
Really?
That's just going to be
yeah, our base
disgusting.
flavor is
It is so
strawberry.
good.
You
So
get
good.
Little acidic sweetness from the strawberry with a little bit of heat, and it's goes
How do
with
you
everything.
order that?
You can get a hold of us through LEP Productions on Facebook. Jason and Joe's got all the stuff to mail it out to you and stuff.
Okay.
And it's $10 a bottle, but
I've got a husband that would love that.
it took us 5 years to get to where we're at now with that. We worked on it longer than what we did the TV. We kind of put it on the side because of starting Dark Room TV, the streaming platform. So we kind of put it on the side, but we kept working at it, with getting a flavor profile, because we were big about having a unique flavor profile. We wanted something that tasted really, really good, but still had the heat to it. And I mean, and there was a lot of we've had a lot of cussing and discussing with the three of us, but
I was prepared to not like it. I really was.
You can't help but like it.
You can't help but like it.
It has a well-rounded flavor with
it is so different, and it's so good. Like,
well,
I was prepared not to like it.
I saw that y'all were putting it together, and I was like, that's very random. And
yeah,
we had talked about. We met a friend of ours, Kevin Mackey. He's the owner of Angry Irishman hot sauces, and he makes hot sauces and gourmet mustards and seasoning blends. And we talked with him and got work with him, and he really helped us out a lot. We wouldn't be nowhere near this far into it, but we did go all in with it. It took us even longer because we did submit it to the FDA. We are FDA approved. We have the nutritional panel and all that stuff. And then we got approved for the state of Ohio, so we can actually put it in any store, any market from coast to coast. We went all in. And
wow,
the whole proper way. It's not just something we made in our kitchen. We actually have to go through an actual kitchen that's been certified and all that. We had to prove that, which is a process that I wanted to admit it to.
It was a big undertaking.
Oh yeah. We don't do anything just a little bit.
No.
It's like,
you don't have a little bit button.
No, it's like we got YouTube channels. Like, well, if we could do a YouTube stream, we could do a streaming platform. Think we could get on Roku and Amazon Fire? Like, well, let's try.
So, might as well try.
And if we went for Brian Morgan, Beauty Morgan, who works with us stuff, he's the guy behind the scene that does all the computer work and stuff, and he's absolutely amazing. I'm trying to learn how to upload it to help him out because we are growing so much. We're in the talks with 3 or 4 more shows. We got LEP Productions got a catalog of 13 independent horror movies of our own that we haven't got to get loaded up into it yet.
Holy wow!
Yeah, we're working with 2 or 3 scripts of our own, and Jason's going to be in like 3 or 4 movies this year. Me and Joe's actually going to go help out and be in a movie or 2 in Arkansas that we're going to go help out with and be in. And with Darian, who's in here now with the Hillbillies Horror Story, we're going to be a part of that, be in that. So I'm going to add acting to my resume.
Yeah.
Well, I just think it's so exciting. I mean, because one of the things that I really like about y'all is that you have a real love for the paranormal. You have a real love for research. You have a real, as you said, a thirst for knowledge. And when you bring all of those things together and then you start working with like-minded individuals who aren't afraid of a big dream, then, it's pretty amazing, really.
Well, and the thing is that how do you know you couldn't do something? Well, nobody told me. How do you know you could do something? Nobody told me I couldn't.
That's always been my philosophy. It's like, how do you know you can do that? I'm like, I never told me I couldn't.
Told me I couldn't.
Well, I'm a girl in the South, okay? And when I was younger, my cousin, who was a lot younger than me, came along. And so he was getting to do all these things. And I'm like, well, like golf or, whatever. And I was like, well, I want to go play golf. Oh, well, but you're a girl. You're supposed to be by the pool. And I was like, I don't really think I have a designated place. I was like 7, right? I don't think I have a designated place. And so, and I have very rarely stepped into a designated place voluntarily. I like being a wife. That's a designated place because, I can't be a
Right.
husband. But, it's, but other than that, or a mom, because
Right.
I'm, not the
Wife
dad.
and mom.
But it's just kind of like, you can do whatever you decide you want to do if you really
Absolutely.
want to do it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And
It's all Joe and Jason's fault. They did a lot of stuff there now. Like I've got cameras. So I never dreamed of being filming, but now I own my own cameras and everything else to help because I wanted to help them. I wanted to help them get to what they wanted to
Yeah.
do. And now I'm doing.
Now let me tell you the drawback to this.
We thrive off each other. We push each other. The three of us idiots.
They're getting into the filming with it.
right.
So we're watching his show on TV, whatever it may be, and he'll say,
It's your fault, Joe.
"Oh, what a good angle is that?" I'm just watching the movie or the show for entertainment, and he's like, "Oh, that's a really cool angle." What? So he does that all the time.
It's part of the learning process.
I'm a photographer, and
I'm a wannabe
I
photographer.
I saw that you won a contest as a photographer.
I've had about three pictures now published in different calendars
Yeah.
and stuff in the magazines, and so
I think
The
that's
first
amazing.
one was my fault.
yeah, it was. I was
really
going to
was.
hit. I went to do all the stuff to enter it and stuff, and I was going to delete it. And she goes, "Well, let me see which picture you want to enter." She goes, "Oops, I entered it. My bad." I'm like,
I love that. I love that.
He would not
You
have
know,
done it.
"No, I wouldn't have done it."
It took me forever. David made me actually, print some things and take them to a gallery because I was doing it for me.
Right.
I
I
have
love it.
I have several pictures that I actually got a lot of that I thought about several times. We're opening that online gallery where people can shop, they can buy prints and if they want to. And every time I go to start the account, start to upload photos, I end up deleting it. I'm like, no.
You should leave them at least long enough for people to see them and make their own minds up.
I don't even give them a chance to see it. It says I don't even open the account. I get ready to open it up and I go, not delete, cancel, and I back out. I'm
Well,
notorious for
He
that.
doesn't do that around me.
No, because she'll hit
I'm
me.
sure. Well, I don't think you would have the option. I mean,
She'll hit me.
really.
She'll be
Every
like,
time.
"Oh, damn."
there are benefits to having that time in
Right.
to that relationship, right?
Yeah.
Because we're at
definitely.
like 35. Nope. 30 something. But this time we got married when I was 17 the first time, and then we got divorced, and then we got remarried. So you live, you learn.
Right.
But
Joe
You know,
sent hello
it's-
everyone from the hot tub. I hate him.
But with I got, because I talked to one of the ladies over a chamber of commerce, a chamber of arts council. There we go. Outside of Walmart one day, and we were talking about the beach, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm going down. I'm going to try to get some work done." And she said, "What kind of work?" And I was like, "Well, I take pictures." And she was like, "Show me something." I had just picked up something that got printed, right? So I tossed it out of the car and showed it to her, and she was like, "Would you like to do a one-woman show?" That was the only one she had seen. So I guess they were looking for somebody to fill a weekend or something at the Arts Council. But it was so much fun because that was the first time that anybody in my hometown had actually seen my work, because I'm a beach photographer, right? So it was cool. But you've got to, that one that you got was fantastic. I can understand why they used it.
Oh,
I haven't seen all of them, but I saw that one.
And
I
our
tried it.
son has a good eye too.
I've always enjoyed photography. My son wanted to get into it when he was in high school, so I bought cameras. And I didn't buy, I mean, I got an older Nikon. I think it's a T5. So it's an older one. But
Well,
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I don't have the big fancy lenses that we can get way up there and all that stuff. So
I have 3 lenses.
Well, I grew up
He'll
hunting and
say, "Oh,
fishing.
look at that guy. I got lens envy right now."
Well, but I grew up hunting and fishing. My son wasn't into it. He was into being in the woods. He didn't want to kill anything. So when we get the cameras, I never wanted to get the really big lenses because you still have to be able to stalk in now. You learn all the skills we know how to track and stalk, because now instead of being able to step back from a half a mile and get that shot, you have to be within so many feet. So you have to learn how to be quiet, learn how to read the animals and read the terrain and stuff like that. So he's still able to learn the skill set for being in the woods, but everybody got to walk away and go home. Nobody got to go home in a game bag and become dinner. I miss dinner, but it works. But it still keeps him learning things. It keeps him active in the woods.
Right.
But now he's older, and he just ain't got time for that now. He's 26, got a baby on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Life changes.
Oh yeah,
Yes, it does.
the grandparents
Priorities
stage,
change.
the
Yeah.
grandparent stage is working real well for me. I like it. I'm getting a beard for it.
I tell you, you do. Well, I mean, I love being a grandparent. You
Oh,
know,
I do.
I get called Beba because that's what the first one named me. And so I've been Beba ever since. And that's my favorite title.
Yeah, we're TT
You know?
and Pappy.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. So you look like
Doesn't
a
he look
pappy.
like a Pappy?
He does look like a pappy.
Ho ho ho.
But, well, I have to ask you this question because
Ask away. I'm an open book.
I know you are. I have to be careful what I ask you. But
Yes.
you know, yeah, no.
Yeah.
But because when we met at Ashmore, that was a good time.
Oh,
And because I absolutely love Robin Terry. He's one of my favorite people in the paranormal field. But what made you, first of all, did y'all come into the paranormal field together, or
yeah.
was one of y'all doing it first, or?
We came into it together, but she had the interest first.
I've always been interested, and then my niece was watching Ghost Adventures
Just
on
watching Ghost
TV,
Hunters.
and I was watching Ghost Hunters. And we asked her what she wanted for her birthday, and she told us that she wanted to go ghost hunting. Well, Jay happened to hear on the radio station that there was a local school that was going to be having an investigation for her birthday. So
Well, about
we
the same
took
time.
her.
At the same time as her birthday, so
Yeah,
I
was close
contacted them
to
to see
it.
if they would allow her to go at her age. And they said, as long as she's not scared of the dark, we don't care.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
and she was in her teens. She
we
was
yeah.
13, no,
Yeah.
14.
13. We went to her for the 13th birthday. And it's where we met Joe that night. Joe Kudo. That's where the very first time I went investigating, I met Joe. And like I said, I was very dismissive. I wasn't even skeptic. I was just dismissive. But Tristan asked me to keep an open mind. And I know you know Brian Henderson or Hensley. Brian Hensley. Him and Joe were running the investigation. It was at Post Elementary School. And they sat in the front steps with me until 7 o'clock in the morning talking.
Yeah, the
about
sun
different
was
theories
up.
and ideas. And with talking with him, and then Brian sealed the deal and he looked at me and said, "So you hunt and fish, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I fish." He goes, "So you go fishing all day long and you don't catch a fish. Fish don't exist, right?" I'm like, "Oh shit." So that made me think
Gotcha.
of how not that I was skeptic, that I was just dismissive. If I didn't recognize something or know what something was, I was like, not my problem, moving on. If it's not hurting me or attacking me, I don't care about it. Done.
Right.
I do his thing, I do my thing, I get things to do, I ain't gonna worry about it. And then I noticed how much I was actually overlooking in life and not paying attention to. How much really was going on around me that I was just taking for granted and just dismissing. So, but I tease
Joe
Joe
and Brian got us started.
Yeah, I tease Joe all the time. It's his fault that I'm involved. He just let me not talk to me all night long. He just let me go. If him and Brian just said, he's an idiot, let him go. But no, they took the time to talk with me.
They talked. They answered all the questions.
Now, all these years later, we got a hot sauce and TV network.
Now they wish they wouldn't.
Cool
And it's
shirt.
working.
Cool shirts that
Right.
we got out. Don't
I
see me
just
on
ordered
Poopies.
my shirt today, actually.
I get my Don't
So-
See Me on Poop Easy shirt on.
Well, I ordered a Dark Room TV shirt, and I also ordered a hat,
Good
so that
deal.
when I go to events, I'm going to have that to get the conversation started. But there's so many shirts that I have to get.
Oh.
I know.
Well, we got two different sites too. I mean, I was talking with earlier with Scared City Productions, with where they're doing the event in Paragould, Arkansas. We'll be back again this year for the High Mania out there, and it's gonna be a great time. We do shirts through them, but we also have them on Threadless. So we have two different shirts, two different sites that we do them, and it's just like everything else we do. It's about building small businesses. Like our hot sauce, we work with a guy. We work with the Angry Irishman for our hot sauce. The labels is a lady that we met through the lady that owns Gothic Lotus, Jada Miner. She introduced us to one of her friends because she couldn't do the label, and it's called Sticker Shock, Jenny Templin. So we went to her and said, "Can you make our labels for our thing?" She said, "Yeah, I can do that." So instead of going to major corporations, everything we do, we network with small businesses.
I love that. I mean, I'm actually, you know, because I'm really proud and excited to be part of Dark Realm, and that just makes me more so. You know, the fact that your small business sourcing, your local sourcing, I think that is so important.
Yeah.
Because that's where future business leaders come from.
Right.
You know, you corporations have their place. I'm not slamming them.
No, not at all.
You have to have nurturing and yet the feeding of the small guys to get them big enough to be stepping in. Later.
Our whole thing is that they have just as big of hopes and dreams that we do, that we're trying to build all these different networks and all these different companies. And if we can network ours to help carry somebody along with us, we build each other up. We don't tear each other down. We build each other up. Same thing with our network. We don't tell anybody how to do their films or anything else, but we do have simple rules. There will be no bashing. There will be no negativity, as far as we won't put up with any kind of racism, anything like that. That will not be tolerated.
Right.
No bullying.
No bullying, anything like that. We will not. Other than that, it's your story. You film it, you tell it. We don't tell you how to film. We don't tell you how to do your show, your podcast, who your guests are. We don't. That's yours. This is your creativity. Create.
And outlet.
And you know, it's so cool that people can do that. You know, because you were laughing about your ADHD earlier. I just got diagnosed with it. Right?
Oh, really?
Postmenopausal ADHD. And who knew that was a thing? You know, the joy that keeps on giving.
Right.
So I hate menopause. But anyway,
I love ADHD.
I came out on the other side of it. It's okay now.
Well, I'm through it. But this showed up, right? So now I'm like that 8-year-old kid that's bouncing around. I drive Carl crazy. I bounce around and I've got ideas, and then I do this, and then and I'm just like, sorry, dude. You know,
I absolutely love it. I could not imagine being medicated to slow down my ADHD. I would be so freaking bored.
You know, the wild part is that the guy that did my testing said you've probably had this all your life, and you learned how to regulate it to make it through corporate structure. You know, and I'm like, well, nobody's ever really accused me of being a well-behaved woman. So I just don't know if that's really the case.
I never did that either.
So, you know, I think probably I have,
right.
But it's absolutely, now that I'm learning how to because it got blown out, right? It was like, couldn't finish a project, couldn't do whatever. And now I'm learning the skills and having help to be able to do that. I do take medication for it now, but because it was crazy.
They wanted me to. I think she's wanted me to a few times. I just don't. I enjoy it. I've just been this way all my entire life. So I want to just enjoy the hell out of it. It's like, Robin Williams it's all Robin Williams' fault. I always say it all the time because I was so quiet and reserved and wouldn't do. I wouldn't even ask. No, I'm serious.
Okay.
When I was younger,
I'm gonna throw the card here. You were quiet and reserved.
Yeah.
When I was absolutely when I was younger, when I was in like 11, 12, 13 years old, I would even ask where the public restroom was or somebody, because I didn't want to bother people. I would held everything back. And then when Robin Williams came out and just let it loose, I'm like, so it's okay for me to just be me and not worry. And it was like flipping a light switch. I've never ever held back since.
Yeah.
It's been balls to the wall. Let's go.
His mom, because I didn't believe it either, and his mom actually backed him up, and she was like, "No, he used to be very quiet and shy." And
Well, I was always.
Well, if it came from the mom, I'll take that.
Well, but everybody's like, "Oh, you can't act like that. You can't act like that. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that." You know, people gonna think this, gonna think that, and on and on and on. And I realized when Rob Williams came out with this and started seeing him that, you know what? I'm not living life. I'm watching life. I'm not enjoying life. I'm watching other people enjoy it. So I'm not hurting anybody. So why do I give a shit what they think? They're gonna like me or they don't like me. The ones that do like me, great. The ones that don't like me, who cares? See ya.
You'll like somebody.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've never looked back. I've never slowed down.
Yeah.
I just,
I wish that in my youth, because girls didn't get ADHD when I was young. That was a boy thing.
oh
Could
yeah,
never
good
be a
old,
girl.
the good old Ritalin. Woo.
yeah, we never girls.
Never
You
took
never
it.
heard. You never heard of girls being ADHD. It was always boys.
But
Yeah.
but and I'm a firm believer that it's way overdiagnosed, especially in children. It's people
I
don't
agree.
want, people don't want to deal with the kids. They
Yes.
and little boys especially, but and little boys and little girls aren't designed to sit in some classroom for 6 to 8 hours a
No,
day.
they're not.
They're children.
And
They're
they have
mentally active, and you want to just sit there and be
Yes.
idle. Then you're going to have to medicate them. My mom and dad refused to medicate us. They would not.
Yeah.
Now, our son is ADD. He doesn't have the HD part. And when he was in first grade, the teacher called us in for a conference, and she's like, "Look, I think your son's ADD." I said, "Oh no." I said, "There's no way." And I was almost to the point of being offended. And the reason I was that I said he can sit at home and watch an entire movie. He can play on the floor with his trains and stuff for hours on end.
Yeah.
And I said, if he was that way, he couldn't do that.
They can.
And she
You're
said,
right.
but she said, here in the classroom, there's 25 other kids. There's the teacher. There's
Mhm.
the overhead speaker. There's a classroom across the hall next door. All the kids. Something's going on in the hall. There's the construction equipment out of the window.
Yeah.
And when he loses his attention, it's hard to get it back.
Because
Yeah.
he's bored.
Because something is pulling him.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, all of that was pulling at him. And Jay
Yeah.
says, by the way, now he can't get rid of you.
Nope.
You know,
So
Nope. He tried. He's tried to leave the paranormal, go live a quiet life. And I hit him up every
he
so
said he
often,
tries
like,
to tell his story, but you and Jason won't let him. I mean,
"No."
you and Jay won't let him.
Like I said, he tried. He tried to back away. I'm done. I'm like, I'd keep dragging you back. We brought him on. We started back stirring the pot. We brought him on the first week to be a guest. He's never left.
that's a true
He
story.
made the
I'm gonna
third
tell
host.
you, he's fun. He
He's
is
a
fun.
blast.
Well,
Yes.
You've not had the experience of being with the three of them together.
not yet.
Marigold, Arkansas will all be there for High Mania.
We were down there in December
Down where?
in Arkansas.
Yeah.
We were down in Arkansas in December, and I was the only spouse that went, and we got an Airbnb, and I was in the house with all three of them together.
Oh, my.
It was, yeah. They're a trip together.
I bet. Yeah.
It's
I can see
a lot
that.
of people think that when we're on the podcast, eating all and doing all these stupid things with one another, that we only do it for the shows.
No.
We were eating hot sauces and stuff just to see what we could do when we and see what we could each other to eat stupid things and playing jokes on each other. It's constant. There's no.
That's fun, though.
Yeah, it's
That's the way
always
it's supposed to be.
it's-
Right. They just have fun. That's all that. There's nobody's ever been hurt.
No, but it's like three immature jackass little brothers getting together and just see what they could do to mess the other one up.
Well, that's what friends do.
Yeah, at least my
I mean,
do.
Right.
girls do that too, just not with the hot sauce.
Oh, well,
But-
no.
Now I did the hot sauces.
Yeah, Teresa did all the
I
hot
did all the
I
hot
filmed it.
sauces.
I filmed it.
Well, one of my girlfriends probably would too, but
It,
I mean-
it was rough.
well, our buddy Angry Irishman, he's got what's called Liquid Hate, and it is 6 million Scovilles.
it's what?
6 million Scoville units. What they mentioned the heat bike. It is over
Yes.
6 million Scovilles for
What's a
one bottle of hot
jalapeno?
sauce.
Like,
Jalapenos are like a 1,000.
yeah, so that just gives you perspective.
It's way.
It gives
way,
me heartburn thinking about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
like
he's got
Sam
that
Wow.
wonderful hot.
we tested all of his hot sauces that night, and Jason or Jay actually filmed it,
Me and
Oh,
and it was
Amanda,
horrible.
we didn't do it.
Jason asked me, he said, "Are you really going to do it?" And I said, "Well, yeah." And I did it. I regretted it, but
Yeah.
I did it. I was
My
by
gosh.
the end, by the last one, and we quit filming. I was ready to have tears. I
oh,
was drinking. We were actually passing around a bottle of Pepto-Bismol.
oh my gosh.
It was horrible.
They're all doing shots of Pepto around
Yeah.
the bottle. I'm like, you guys are stupid.
That's crazy. That's
And then
crazy.
when we were at the Paragold last year for the event, I brought every variety of spam that I can find, and we just pulled them right out of the can, cut them up, and ate them right out of the can. And the Korean sucks. Most of them are terrible, but you know,
Some of
I
those
was
are
raised on spam,
what
but not
kind?
the different flavors. They didn't have the different flavors back then. That was way back when. They
right.
didn't have it. I was raised on it. Spam and macaroni
Yeah.
and cheese and Mhm. Now
Yeah.
we made stir fry with spam. And
yeah, there's
that wasn't bad.
spam fried rice.
Yeah, spam fried rice.
Said pork fried rice. We did
We
fried
did
rice. with
spam fried rice. And it
Okay.
wasn't bad.
That's just wild. Wicked and wild.
We can do all kinds of stupid stuff because I get bored.
Well, I don't think you really ever get bored.
No, because I'll be so.
I don't
stupid.
think you're boring.
Lord
I mean,
no.
Never thought you were boring.
No. I think
So,
it was probably the first or maybe the second year, but I think it was the first year we were married. And I said, "Well, I can guess what you're going to do because you're getting predictable." I really wish I wouldn't have said that. I've
Well,
I've never even had the opportunity to say it again.
I'm sure you have not.
No.
I'm positive you have not.
I got another adventure in the works.
So, I just can't even imagine you wide open and trying not to be boring. I mean, just
I get quiet every once in a while. It's not often. It's usually when I'm really thinking of something.
He even talks in his sleep. Honest.
yeah, that's funny.
Honest. When our son was little, his bedroom was across the hall from ours.
Mhm.
I'm the only sane one in my family.
So
Okay.
he's quiet.
But he and Jay would have have conversations in their sleep across the hall. Both of them sound asleep.
Really?
Yes.
Did they
And
stay on
be quiet.
topic?
They would answer each other, but it didn't mean it was on topic.
Right.
But they would answer each other. And I finally have to wake him up. I say, "Stop it. You're talking to Hunter again."
I'm sorry.
woke
That is
me
so
up.
funny.
You woke me up
Yes.
again. It was
Fun.
no.
Probably
No.
for you and Heather. I mean,
It was sleep deprived is what it was.
that's hilarious.
We need to get back to Ashmore Estates. We haven't been there in a couple of years.
I haven't been there. I've been there since we were there, but I haven't been there in way too long. It's I
Pre-COVID,
had
right?
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, it has been pretty good.
Robin came to Birmingham with someone to investigate Sloss, and it was a private thing that the people he was with didn't know me, so I didn't go with them, obviously. But we got together for breakfast, and like I said, he's one of the nicest people.
Yeah,
That
he is.
I mean, who else gives away buildings and stuff? I mean, to help people that. I mean, he's just freaking amazing.
Some of
Really
one of our
is.
coolest investigations, most memorable for me, has been at Ashmore Estates. We went
Me
there
too.
for like 3 years we went there for 3 years in a row. There was a group that would come in. There was a special needs group,
Out of
adult
Chicago.
special needs out of Chicago, and we got to work with them. First time we went, and we didn't know they was going to show up right during the show. They came, then they started booking a private for just them, and we would go help with it. And it was absolutely some of the most
It was amazing.
investigations I've ever been on.
Amazing.
Probably 20 special needs adults. The questions they were asking, the heartbreaking one was a young man, because he knew what it was. He knew the history of it.
We were high functioning.
And he knew the history. He knew there had been a place for people like him to be left and housed there and stuff like that. And he was asking, can I ask questions? We're like, yeah. He goes, do you know that you're like me? And he waited for a bit for a response. And he's like, he said, they don't do us like this no more. They don't just abandon us no more.
They don't just drop us off.
And I
They
was
take
like,
care of us.
break. We need to take a break now.
When I tell
I'm
you,
not crying. You're crying.
It was so.
oh my God! When I tell you the lump in your throat, you couldn't. There's no way you could swallow.
The one lady swore
Oh.
before she even started investigating, she saw the little girl up in the window and started saying, "Who's in the room?" I mean, and she didn't realize that she was being empathic and could see it and stuff. And it was so amazing, because the first time we got there with them, we started out working with them just like anybody else, but we started working with flashlight sessions on it. And I'm not a believer.
We were just trying to figure out what to do. It's like, okay, we'll do something with lights because it's visual
Right.
for them.
By the end of
Yes.
the night, most of them went to bed, and like 4 or 5 of them, and one of the staff that was helping with them, that came with them, stayed up with us, and we were all now working with the SLS. So they had progressed that quickly through the night with that interest to it, that they started out with just doing flashlight sessions to working with the SLS and things like that. It was just absolutely amazing. Then they came back the next year. They requested us to come back and stuff.
And
we
then
went
that
to
night, we went to bed because we was toast done. And I remember waking up. Something woke me up, and I sat up, and I was like, I don't hear anything. Whatever. I laid back down, went to sleep. I couldn't have told you what time it was or nothing. The next morning we get up because we were staying in the bunkhouses.
So were they.
Yeah, so were they. And the next morning, come to find out that they heard and went investigating. They heard music and
somebody
kids
singing
playing
outside,
and they went and investigated. And
On
so
their
Robin was
own?
making fun of us. Yeah, on their own. Robin was making fun of us because here these investigators didn't do it, but yet, these.
I was tired. I was going to sleep.
Right, we were exhausted.
I was having up. I was taking it down. So,
But they were so cool. The one elderly gentleman, he says, when we first started out, our very first session, we were going around the room. You could ask a question. We were doing the flashlight sessions in K2 session. Right. And he says, I said, you can ask your question now. He said, okay. So we had
the nurse.
We were talking to a nurse by answering yes or no questions. And he says, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, but do you happen to know Clara Barton or Florence Nightingale?
And we're like,
and Jay and I looked at each other.
I never thought about asking that.
What a great question.
Yeah, I never even thought about it. So then we go to the other side, and the guy asked, "Can I ask a question?" And he says, how did he word that?
He thought there was a military person here.
Military.
He goes, so if you're military, do you know General George Armstrong Custer? That stupid bastard.
Damn fool.
That damn fool. I'm like,
damn fool. And we were just rolling.
That's so good.
But it was absolutely
They were amazing.
Without my doubts. I mean, I've had a wonderful investigation. I've met so many wonderful people. Can't wait to do even more in the future.
Yeah.
But those investigations with that special needs group was absolutely, without a doubt, hands down, some of the best investigations I've ever had. And very touching, very emotional with some of the questions they were asking.
Well, sure. Yeah.
Knowing the
know.
environment that and what that building was used for, knowing that it was people were just dropped off there because of conditions like they had, and facing that and relaying to let them know that it was okay for them to rest because they're not allowed to treat like that was just absolutely amazing.
I don't know how I would have coped with that. I mean,
It was hard.
That's just almost impossible to contemplate.
And then the next year,
it floored me.
We're there waiting on them to get there the next year because they had asked if we could come. If they came back, would we come with and do it with them again? And we told Robin, absolutely. We will come on our own dime, get our hotel room.
They offered. I'm like, no,
we'll do it on our.
Bring your
want to.
Don't worry about us. We'll take care of us.
So we get there. They pull up and they get off their bus and they're like, oh, you made it. And they were so happy to see us.
Yes.
And it was amazing.
Just absolutely some of the best investigations. And like I said, I've had some wonderful investigations experience, but it wasn't so much about the investigation. That was about the people, living and dead. That was about the people more than it was anything else.
I just can't, I have such a hard time contemplating that. My dad worked in rehabilitation medicine probably, well, really all of my life. And I struggled when I used to volunteer with the Exceptional Foundation, which is a group similar to that down here. Yeah. And they wanted me to take them and teach them how to take pictures. It's going to be a day at the beach and everybody just, do the stuff and have the fun. And they took better pictures than I did, definitely, when I was their age. And that it was a wide age group range. But and they were so excited. The gentleman over the group had gone and gotten like the local stores to donate, the point and shoot cameras.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so everybody had a camera, and it was just, I taught them, look down. That's pretty out there. But look down, you got seashells, you got broken seashells that still have a lot of character, you got, rickrack, you got everything.
Yeah.
They were so good and so cool, and that was the best day I've ever had shooting.
Yep.
Yeah. They put their heart into it.
Yeah, and they got to have an art show.
That's awesome.
They got to have a show to show their stuff.
That's awesome.
And I mean, I was just the look around, just showing.
It's kind of guide them a little bit.
I see
direction.
Yeah, and they were so brilliant, and like asking the questions that you would never think to ask.
Yep.
Or offering being compassionate enough to let those kids know that it's so different now.
Yeah.
That blows me away. That
one tore me. I choked up on that. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm gonna try to play tough guy. That's just not that one.
I have to tell you a lot.
That one's where my heartstrings a bit. I'm like, I've got to step outside.
So we need to take a break.
I guess to go.
Yeah.
I need to go walk this one off. It was wonderful.
Well, yeah, that's such a wicked thing to have to know. I mean,
to have a concept and understanding of it, but to have that.
If you go through it oblivious, I used to schedule pediatric home health care nurses.
Okay.
And I asked one of the nurses one time, does this hurt the kids? Talking about the G tubes and all that. And they don't know any different. That's been their life.
Wow.
So they were completely oblivious of what normal was.
Hmm.
And then, you sit and you think and do it in that aspect. When we were at Ashmore, they weren't oblivious. They
No,
knew.
they had a cognizance of
Exactly.
They had.
of how they are, who they are, what they
Yes.
are. And,
Yes.
but that doesn't make them anything besides a little bit different. We're all different. And that's what I
We're
love
all
about
weird
it,
in our
that
own way.
to have-
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
and to have that acceptance and understanding of it. That's a lot of people have issues with.
That's the
because they
part
don't
that people
have that.
are lacking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They
Right.
don't want to. They don't want to look at their own differences. They always want to point fingers at somebody else's differences and things like that, instead of accepting their own and coming to terms with it and then embracing it and having fun with it. Like I said earlier, I was so different when I was younger. Did Robert Williams come out and I'm like, I can be me. I don't have to worry about it. Then let's go. Let's just absolutely go. And to have that awareness and acceptance is so freeing. You don't
Yeah.
have to worry about what other people think. You don't care. You're too focused on what you're doing and the people in your life that are doing things with you, the people that you help. You don't worry about the other people. Haters are going to hate. That's their issues, not ours. Keep going. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Same thing with the paranormal with all the drama. Somebody, David Glidden the other day, I don't know, some of the drama's got it. I said, I don't understand what you're talking about. I don't see the drama. Because you don't see, it's like, it may be there, but I don't pay attention to it. I don't focus on it.
Yeah.
You guys give it energy by feeding into it and talking about it. Who gives a damn? If they're bickering, let them bicker. That's their issues.
Yeah.
Go live.
I go through with these blinders on.
I see it.
Mhm.
I hear it. I know what's going on.
And Jay will ask,
Correct.
okay, did you see blah, blah, blah? I said, no. Because if I'm
Mhm.
scrolling Facebook or TikTok or whatever, if it's something that I just scroll by it. And he's
You
like,
don't see that
oh,
on-
Yeah.
block it or see. I don't even do that. I
You
just
don't see
scroll
that on
by
Dark
it.
on TV?
Yeah.
I mean, I
just
don't
scroll
block
by it and
stuff.
don't pay attention to it.
How'd you like that cheap pop?
Yeah.
You want to see that on Dark on TV?
Well, I'm so oblivious most of the time. If I go to a conference or something, I know the people that I know.
Right.
When I get there, and I try to meet everybody because I like people. I enjoy chatting. I just like people. I love people that do things differently than I do in investigations and stuff.
Oh,
So I'm
wow.
trying to always learn things so that I can try them. And it's so funny because I'm not going to say where, but I go to conferences, and there's one in particular that there's always drama. And it's always, well, they're hating this, and, then this is hating that. And it's just like, we all do the same thing, and we're all here for the same reason. And
Right.
usually it's a charity kind of thing that I go to anyway. And I'm just kind of like, but you're really nice when you talk to each other.
You,
I'm like, why are you telling me? And people always talk to me. It's just like, I don't want to know these things.
You can tell me. I'm just not going to repeat it. If you ever get
but I mean, I don't even want to hear it because it's. I don't want to know. If somebody's got bad habits or doing something, that's not my business.
But I dismiss it because that's their perspective of it, and I don't know the other side of the story. It's like anything else. I know when Tracy comes home and had a bad day at work, I know her perspective of what she experienced. I don't know what the other person's side of it is. All I know is her viewpoint. I'm not
the
saying
other person's viewpoint at that time doesn't matter.
Because you're on my team.
That's right.
I'm not saying that what you're saying isn't
we are a team.
Your perspective, but you still don't have the full picture. So I hear it and I dismiss it. I'm talking for what it is. That's their perspective of what's going on. It's like I said, did you ever get a chance to meet J. Marie Yates? Were they still in the paranormal?
Who?
J. Marie Yates. They were absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, I did actually.
We were at a convention. We were supposed to be at a convention with them down in New Orleans, and somebody come there telling us how they didn't like us for whatever reason. I said, "Well, I've never met them." Well, that same person had told J. Marie that we didn't like them. So as soon as I saw Jay, I said, "Hey, you're Jay Yates." He goes, "Yeah, you're Jay Lynch. What about it?" I'm like, "I hear you don't like me because I heard the same thing." I said, "Come here and give me a hug." and we became almost
right in
immediate.
front of the person.
And that is
Right,
you.
and
that said it.
yeah, and we and
But I
him
mean,
and,
that's
and
you.
then Marie come over and Teresa come over. We started talking, laughing, and we became almost immediate. They're
Yeah.
still like family to us. Love
Yeah.
them to death.
Yep.
But I don't play the game. I'll ask you. I'll ask you flat out what's going on. Is there a problem? Did I do something wrong?
Yeah.
How can we get through this? Put my cards on the table. Let's see where we're at. Let's figure out what's going on. Let's
Well,
figure
you
out how we
can't fix
get
something if you're not talking about it.
how can we move forward? How can we make
Yeah.
things better?
I rarely post anything like a rant or anything.
It's because YouTube is 100 because of those stupid shit.
And I got up one morning and was scrolling Facebook, and somebody that was well known in the paranormal had posted something, and it really, really hit me the wrong way. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, no, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to sit and I'm going to think about it. If I'm still upset at lunch, then I'm going to say something.
She did.
And I did.
Then
And
my
I
phone blew
posted
up.
it. And I just sat my phone and walked away. Worked the
Right.
rest of the day. Jay's phone blew up. Jason's phone blew up. What's going on? Who
Everybody
who
knew.
peed Teresa off?
Everybody
Because
knew real quick.
nothing, everybody could tell by what I was saying because they saw the post that morning too. But, you know, Teresa never says anything. She doesn't get involved in the drama. So it was really bad. And oh my gosh, I can't believe she said anything. I was like, I'm just not going to say anything anymore because that was the reaction I got. It wasn't so much of what had happened, but it was the fact that I reacted.
Yeah.
Got into a little bit of an argument for a little while, but I didn't argue real long. I told him my opinion, and I'm done.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
I don't hold.
You know,
I don't stay mad long, and I don't hold grudges. I tell people to piss up a rope, and I move on. I don't care.
yeah.
Now let's go have
I
a
don't
beer.
usually tell them that because most of the people that I interact with, you know, on that level are female, which
Right.
is hard
I can
to
still
do
tell
that.
that. It's going to be just a little bit more difficult.
But who
A little more
determined
difficult.
that? And then in the next breath, say, okay, let's go grab a beer.
I'm buying.
Yeah.
And he's done. I said
Yeah.
stew about
Well,
it, and I think about it, and I stew, and I
Time for
stew,
that.
and I stew, and
well, see, that's why he can eat the hot sauce and you had a problem with it.
yeah, he doesn't eat the hot
No.
sauce.
Oh,
Oh,
You
this
don't
no.
eat the hot sauce?
This one I do.
That
This
one
one I
he
do.
will.
There's I can handle like a jalapeno. I mean,
Oh, I can't even.
So
And
after
you like-
that,
You like
get into all that.
Cajun.
I like Cajun.
You like Cajun. He likes it to have
I like
flavor.
Cajun.
Yeah, I like Cajun. It's got a lot of spice, but it's got a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
That's why we're
Yes.
on with our hot sauce. We want to make sure that we had a good flavor
Mhm.
and to find that flavor profile that we wanted, because we went through a lot of trials to get to where we wanted it to be. And one for Kevin Mackey at Angry Irishman, we'd probably still be trying stuff out, but he hugely helped us out.
I said I was
Yeah.
all prepared to hate it. I was like, you guys are nasty. You don't put strawberries with hot sauce. Ugh. It's so good.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too, because I'm not a big hot sauce aficionado because I don't do hot.
Right.
I just don't. But I think I'm going to be having to try that because I am going to be ordering that. I think David will really enjoy that.
It's absolutely. I've cousin down in Lexington, Kentucky. His best friend is a trained chef, and he's been working with it on. He's smoked some wings with it. He's done ribs with it now. He's actually making it. Actually using it to make a sauce with more strawberries to put it on a cheesecake. That way, it's a little bit. It'll bring the heat level down, but put a little spice to it and stuff. He's actually working with several different recipes. Jason's actually now talking with a restaurant up where he lives up in the Toledo, Ohio area that's looking at featuring it on some of their recipes and stuff. So it's growing. We're gaining momentum. But it's all small business. It's all word of mouth. It's all hustle. It's all Santiago's fault.
It's the way it's supposed to be, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
that's the way business is supposed to work.
Yeah, and it's absolutely a blast because I'm working with the two people that I actually have. I love Joe and Jason to death. They're my brothers. They're family.
Yeah.
and their families are my family. We get together. Our wives get together when we sometimes we will actually go someplace and just meet up, not even do anything paranormal. We just get together and hang out for a weekend and play
That's
cards
unheard
on
of.
humanity and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I mean,
That's
the only-
unheard of. That's a way.
I'm usually the only wife that does the paranormal with them.
Yeah.
Jason's wife is the safety coordinator.
Tanya,
She's the safety coordinator.
we make her a nervous wreck,
We do.
I can only imagine.
especially with the three of us together. It's like you should, Jason, don't do it.
She'll be, oh, safety coordinator says no. It's too late. They've already done it.
That's why we got
Yeah.
the Crash Test Dummy shirt. That's my favorite shirt. Our Paranormal Crash Test Dummy shirt is my favorite shirt. I love it.
I love that. I just saw that today too, by the way. But
I was-
oh my god,
I
that's
got
gonna be my next one.
started calling myself that when we first started investigating almost 16, 17 years ago. I was like, oh, because I go anywhere. Even with the cryptid stuff, they're like, when I was working with Jody, he's like, well, you shouldn't go over there by yourself. Where I go, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't go. So I was like, you're nothing but a crash test dummy. I'm like, yep, I'm the paranormal crash test dummy. So now Jay first came out with the shirts that first way, and now working with Roger Dunnigan with ZTs, he's the one who designed all of our ones on Scared City Productions, and he's done an amazing job with it. And then Gary, who is a part of LEP Productions, has designed all of our stuff that's on Threadless. So we have two different graphic designers that's working with them, but they both have their own businesses, so like that. Once again, we go to small business to do all of our work. Roger's now doing books with Santiago and stuff, and Scared City guys have wrote a book, and the guy with Crusher Koloff with Inhumane Championship Wrestling has written a book, and now Roger's done all the graphics for that and stuff. So they
Do
all
you have that big?
Yeah. that got it in here. But yeah, so it's that's what it's all about: helping promote small businesses, working together. Yeah, see, you done
Yes.
that.
Oh, is that on the
Children's book.
website?
That's one that Crusher Koloff did.
It's
Roster
off of
and
Amazon.
Cancer. It's actually
I
available
love
on
that.
Amazon. It is a children's book. They have the second book coming out here real soon. And Roger Dunnigan with ZTs did all the work on it. Did all the graphic designs.
Oh, look at that.
It's really cool.
It's
they got
pretty
another-
too.
Yeah.
got another children's book coming out. Crusher Koloff does. Scared City Production guys have a book. They're coming out the second book. So we're actually looking at doing some. I'm looking at working with a couple of them to do a comic strip using our characters, Bodine the Bigfoot, Dougie the Dog Man, and Dusty Orb. We're gonna see if we can't come along with a paranormal comic strip.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
Another project in the works.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm not
I
doing it.
love,
Eventually, you're going to run out of irons to put in the fire.
No, I ain't. No, I ain't.
no, they'll just keep coming.
He
I
just
was-
keeps putting them in.
I just build a bigger fire. So a whole more.
I think that's so much fun though, because I really
Adventures.
like pulling people along.
Yes.
You know, if you're doing something and an opportunity comes up that's not your color Kool-Aid, or even if it is, but you want somebody else to be working with you on it or whatever, it's always good to bring people along with you.
Every time.
Because
Yeah,
you never
all
know
the
what
time.
their ideas are going to be, and it's always so much fun to just kind of
Well, and
See
everybody
that.
has such a different skill set. I don't know how
Yes.
to do graphic. I don't know how to do the graphic designs. They do. I'm not good at the making up the storyboard. Jason is because of doing movies and stuff. So we capitalize. We where my weaknesses are, their strengths are, and we're
Yes.
better together. We're better together as a cohesive unit, working towards a direction to build
And
everybody.
sometimes it just takes fresh eyes.
Gothic Lotus, Lady
Yes.
Bear. We debuted him Monday night on our podcast. We now have Dark Realm TV boxers and socks. Mine are on the way. Now, our friend of Gothic Lotus, she's designed those now, and you can order those through her.
I
Dark
need
Realm
those socks.
boxers
Probably
and
those
socks.
boxers too. I think that's great
So
because
it builds
everybody
up her
needs them.
business, and it builds
Right,
up our business, and
right.
it promotes us. And it's all about working together. It's all about
Yes, it
building
is.
together. So that's all LP does. Dark Realm TV. That's what we do. That's how we believe in it. Support
That's
one
definitely-
another. Build one another. Actually,
Well-
be there to help one.
you mean actually support people?
Absolutely,
Right?
in every way possible. I share their pages. I share their stuff. They share ours because you can't beat the algorithm unless you pay them, unless you have a good network of people going to help share each other's stuff, support one another.
Yeah. Well, I'm probably the worst person at doing that because I haven't
Well, it's
been
busy.
getting online that much. And, I just started, this is going to sound so lame, but like I'm part of the Things Network. I've just started going back, and if I miss something, I try to listen to it later. And the same with, Dark Realm stuff. And I was so surprised by how much there is that's Dark Realm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And, because like I said, I've had this um, ADD that I'm having to learn how to. I thought I had Alzheimer's, right? So I was thrilled to have ADHD because the symptoms were very similar.
Right.
But now that's getting under control, and I'm back to, being a chatty cat and being working on the organizational build back up on the skill sets and stuff. But it's such a cool thing to go through, and I'm looking at stuff and I'm getting into who's doing what. And I haven't done that for a little while, honestly, because I couldn't. And now it's just like, I'm so back.
Yeah.
And, and that's another thing is all of my friends who have stuck with me through this, I love every one of you because I know sometimes I was off the wall. It's been a journey, but it's really cool that, like Carl Alberson, he was the one that was having to kind of help with this. And he is such a big proponent for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of like y'all. He's just that way. And, when he was talking to me about bringing my show here, he was like, "You're going to love it because you were the only one I knew out of the three J's, right?"
I'm sorry.
And I was like,
the worst one of all.
okay, right? No, because, well, Joe and Jason are coming on with me too.
Oh yeah, we was already
So-
talking earlier. I was going to be the other night. They're like, "Well, we're supposed to be on too," and I'm like, "Good. Everybody needs their own night."
Well, I'm just, well, that's what I thought too, because I don't know them. And I know Joe because when I got my laser, we were doing an unboxing show and it went to just heck in a handbasket. So
he's got his fourth laser now. He'll tell you all about it.
I know, right? I can't wait. But that night when we're doing the unboxing and I'm trying to get everything right, was not right. And so I'm like, here's this and here's, and then when we tried to do a test run, it wouldn't test run. And so it was just kind of like, this is really ick. But we got through it.
Oh, absolutely.
And Carl and I did a test run the next day and it worked. And so now it works. But it was so funny. But I mean, that's the kind of people that you want to be around, right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Because everything is just so excellent, I think. And I'm really proud of y'all.
Well,
And that's one of the reasons I'm so proud to be part of this.
We
because
try. We really do.
Well, you do more than try. Y'all,
You do.
yeah, you said that even when you were a kid and you wanted to bring people along. And that's what y'all are doing in all of the walks of life that y'all are touching. And
I can't tell you how many nights we have sat up late night, whether it was all three of the guys together, and then there's me tagging along, but all three of the guys together, or just Jason and Jay and me tagging along. I was plus one all the time, but
yeah,
they spent so much time going over and talking about it, and finally they were like, well, "Why don't we just do it?"
Well, we kind of got goaded into it too. Joe was asked to be on another network.
Well,
And
I wasn't gonna go there.
well, I'll tell you, we don't mention the network or anything like this. They're doing good, and we're happy for them. There's room for everybody. There's ABC, NBC, CBS. There's other networks, and then there's Dark Realm. Everybody has their spot.
Right.
You do you. But
Night,
he was
Karen.
asked to be on their network, and then they said, got a little more closer to do it. So I'm like, well, how many followers do you have? How many videos do you have? How many likes and shares do you have? And he didn't have enough numbers, so they was like,
No.
sorry, we're not going to be able to put you on our network. After they asked him to be a part of it. So that was the catalyst that kicked us off. We're like, well, we've been talking about it. We've been working a little bit behind the scenes. Nah, we're lighting the fire on the sound gun now. And from that point, it took us about 8.5, 9 months to go live with it. And none of us knew anything about coding and how to do it. And that's when Brian BD Morgan come on board, because he was able to learn all that, because he does computers and stuff. And that's, if it wasn't for that, we probably would still just be kicking around. But when you ask somebody to be a part of something, and then they don't have that clout that you think that they should have to be on your platform, that's not fair.
Right.
No, it's not. It's rude.
Yeah. Well,
Very rude.
There's so many people who are doing such great work and have such a story to tell, and we wanted to make sure that they had that platform to do it. That we don't care about all that crap. It's not about that. It's about building something together, and like we kept it feasible too. It's only $4.99 a month, or $49.99 for a year. So if you get a subscription, you get 7 days for free. And if you go ahead and get the monthly subscription, if you go ahead and get the yearly subscription for $49.99, we give you 2 months for free. So you actually have only paid for 10 months for a year subscription. We wanted to keep it affordable for people. We have to try to charge a subscription, because the OTT isn't free, and getting on Roku, all that's not free, because they take their chunk out of all of our subscriptions too. And each one of them does. Amazon takes a little piece, and Roku takes their piece. So, but
They're not going to let you do it for free.
No, but it's growing.
No.
It is growing. It's growing with viewers. It's growing with shows. It's now taking off on its own. It's now making enough money to keep itself going. But what we want to do is we're not lining our pockets with this. What we want to do with this network, once it starts making money, we want to be able to say, hey, Kat, there's an event in your area. We want to send you and your show there from Dark Realm TV. We're going to pay for your hotel. We're going to pay for your table and stuff. We want you to go there and have a great time and network with people. That's what we want to do.
That's what I'm good at.
But that's the goal of this network. That's the goal of this network. It isn't to grow us. It's to grow the network. And it's to grow people networking together. It's to put people in places together. If we can say, okay, well, you're filming a movie. Well, we're going to go ahead and take off, and we'll come down there on our dime, and we'll bring all of our cameras and stuff. We'll help you film. We'll help you film your event. We'll help you film this. We'll help you do that. We want to give back to the people that's working, and they're working their butts off. If we can say, hey, Teresa, your group's doing great and stuff, and we got a little extra money this month, and we want you guys, what's one place you want to go investigate? And you say Ashmore Estates. We'll pay for Ashmore Estates for you for a nice investigation. Go film an episode for Dark Realm TV. But we'll pay for the investigation. That's what our goal is. We want to give back into the community and build the community. It's not about us making money. Our hot sauce is to, not for us, it's to help pay for this stuff. We sell the hot sauce so we can put more money back into the network and back into the production company so we can film more things. It's all about building and growing something positive for everybody to go in a positive direction. Sweet, nice.
You're done now, aren't you?
He's done with the sweet stuff.
Yeah.
Well, no, just look, I do have a heart.
But I already knew that. But, it's really so amazing, because that should be a standard business practice, because that will make people be vested,
Right.
I mean, that's what it's all about, is to be a team. People. Yeah, it is. It's about people. It's about interaction. It's about working together to make something better.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know where that concept got lost, but it has in a lot of environments.
We know where it's at.
Come back.
I do know where it is. And so do the people that are watching this network, because the network itself is fantastic. I mean, I'm a subscriber. And I love watching the shows. So
It's so cool to see. Everybody's like, man, I know those guys. I've investigated those guys. They're on TV now. Yeah, they're on their own TV. They're doing their thing, and we have some of our teams that still have YouTube channels, and we fine, go ahead. One of the new shows come on there. They've got like 3 seasons that they're uploading to our network now to get our network caught up. But now they since they started on the network, they noticed they about a big spike of people coming onto their YouTube channel also. Good. That's what we want. We want you to grow. We want you to grow. If you go, and that's what we tell people all the time. We don't own your stuff. They said, well, what if we get an offer to go over to other platform? They're going to like Tubi or whatever, and we can make money out of stuff. Then we'll take our stuff. We'll take your stuff down, and we'll hand it back to you. It's not ours. we own the network. You own your stuff. It's yours. It's always yours. It's always going to be yours. We don't take control of anything. We control our network, and that's it. What you film is yours. What you put up there is yours, and it will always be yours. It's just the way it is. We don't want to do that. We don't want to control people.
Well, if you had somebody that somebody watching this that wants to do a show, if they did not have the background to do the filming, like I live in Birmingham, Sloss is technically not an investigation site anymore because now it's a museum. So that's all they bill it as. And they will not. I did see that they allow ghost walks through there. Yeah. And now, at first they did not. And I think they realized how much money they were not making. So, but there's a lot of haunted places. But if I were to decide that I wanted to go and film an investigation, would you help build the skills to do that? Since y'all,
if we can, I can't. I can film, but I don't know how to edit or anything like that.
Yeah, but could you just teach? Would y'all mentor through something like that?
Yeah, we try to. We try to mentor anything we can. I'm helping some people right now get podcast started because I've been doing it for 16, 17 years. Yes. They're asking me different equipment and stuff like that. I'm like, look,
at the same time, you don't want to push. You don't want to try to guide them into a direction.
No,
right.
But that's not what you're about.
No, but I'm saying is that they're trying to go. They were looking like $400 or $500 for microphones. I'm like, you don't need all that. Slow down. Get your feet hard. Start out. I told them some easier ways to go. They works a lot easier and stuff, a lot cheaper. But that way, you get your feet in there. If you find out that you do want to do this, you want to step it up, then that's a whole different ballgame. But starting out, you want to invest all that in there because I know what's going to happen. You want to go about 4 or 5 shows. You're not going to have that many viewers because it takes a long time to build an audience. And you're going to have 4 or 5 shows into it. You're going to only have 2 or 3 people come in there, and we put our stuff out on our Twitch channel, and we've had nobody watch it over there. We've had it over there for 4 or 5 months. We've got not one viewer on our Twitch channel whatsoever.
How long did we have when we got our original microphone? How long did we have that? Because we did the same thing. We said we're not going to get something expensive in case we don't keep doing it.
Still got them.
And we kept them for probably at least and used them for probably.
It was the old style, big 3-prong soundboard and all that. And
I still have those
forever.
Still got them, but
we kept it forever.
I don't use them anymore, but I still have them
with the USB plug-in now with all the modern system stuff. But that's what I'm saying is we try to help people in every way we can. We want them to succeed. Whether they succeed or not, put this on dark realm, and we're starting. I'm wanting to get more into the dark realm radio. We're wanting to build more of a networking there, and but we want them to succeed at everything. And if they succeed somewhere else, if it helps them over there, they don't ever bring their show to us. I don't care. I want them to succeed and have fun. Make sure I always tell make sure you enjoy what you're doing. And I know there's people like there's no fun in paranormal investigating. Then you're doing it wrong in my book.
Right.
Yeah, you are.
If you're doing
or it's just not your bag.
Yeah, if you can't have fun doing something, then don't do it.
We've been to residential.
It's time to find something else.
A residential is something different because there's times there's times when they're serious. But you have to break
But
it
I've
up.
also with my personality, I always end up having them get more relaxed because I get them to relax by having a few little laughs with them and stuff. They start letting them relax a little more. And I notice that once they start relaxing a little bit more, then they start opening up a little more because now they don't feel like they're trying to that you don't believe them or anything like that.
Yeah.
They've relaxed. They've had a few laughs.
Yeah.
Their defenses come down and they start telling you a lot more than what they were going to tell you to begin with because they were defensive and trying to hide stuff back because they didn't want to think, oh, this is crazy and all that stuff. So there is a time and a place for it
Yes.
and a way to use it in your advantage. But yeah, it's all about people, living and dead, and the cryptids. Got to have my cryptids.
Right.
Gotta have
Yeah.
my cryptids.
Well, Al, I didn't even put Al over there behind me tonight.
The alien's behind you. I see his head back there.
But you know, it's so funny because David, my husband is David, but he laughs at me so much because he's the guy that got my first owl, right? And I had a blue owl, and he had a catastrophic
Failure.
injury. He had a catastrophic injury.
So did I. I'm not going to talk about it.
I know, right?
Right.
That's kind of personal. But it was so funny because people were like, "Where's Al?" And I'm like, "Well, he got, he got hurt, and he's passed now." But I was at a like a little festival in Gulf Shores, and this guy had him, and I was like, "I have to have that. I have to have him now." So he moved in, and he's hanging tight and hanging tough. So, but there's little things like that. But what I think is so cool about Dark Realm is the attitude that you just brought to that conversation, because I'm not a film person. I mean, I film investigations and things like that. But it's just really cool for anybody listening to understand that, you know what, this is a great place. If you've got an idea, if you're doing something, if you're already, if you already have an idea, bring it.
Absolutely.
I think that's just one of the best things.
And it's not, but it's not just us. We have people that have their shows on there. They're the same way. We know that there's somebody in your area that's on our network, or somebody that we've networked. That's not even on. I got a show on our thing that we networked with over the years. Hey man, can you help so and so's down this area? Can you give us some advice and help? And we've hooked people up that way too. It's not just about our network with Dark Realm. It's about our network of people.
It's your networking.
Period.
Yes.
And that's what I love about it. We've built that over the years. Joe and Jason's job. Joe's been doing it for 24, 25 years. So has Jason. They've been paranormal.
Wow.
So we've done a long thing with it. We've traveled a lot, and now Jason doing the movies and stuff. And he's always working with Scott Tepperman. He's good friends with a lot of the guys that was on the Ghost Hunters International and stuff. And he's done a lot of things with that. So we've got people that we can hopefully say that if I can't, then I know somebody that can't. Just like getting their labels for our hot sauce. Jada couldn't do it, but her friend Jenny could at Sticker Shock. So she sent over to Sticker Shock, and that's who's doing all of our labels. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's about that on everything. Everything. Always working that way. I've always said all my life, it's not about me, it's a bigger picture. Mm-hmm. Nothing about what I do is about me. It's about a bigger picture. I'm just one little cog on a gear. That's all I am.
But it's so much fun
to
watch all the cogs come together. And it's fun to be a cog because I love, like I said before, I love bringing people along. I love opening somebody's mind up to just possibilities, ideas, and bring me your ideas. I want to hear that. And I talk to some weird people on my shows, right? Hey. We will cut away while she takes you down, and then we'll be right.
No, they can feel that. Film that with the evidence.
No. There will be no
Get
evidence.
evidence for that.
It'd be funny. Do it.
But it's so much fun to watch people light up.
It is.
When the paranormal is so cool.
Yeah.
I love ufology. But yeah, I come to that answer. Love this stuff. And, and I learned things like, like I would never have bought pyramids, right? But look at that. That's so cool. And I've got, I just love the energy from these. And they're sitting around my desk and they're doing stuff. And these don't bother my computer. So that's why they're right here. But when you walk into a room and it's all built up and you walk in and there's all these crystals and everything is just lit up because of the energy. And that to me is so cool. That's my favorite part of UFO conferences. And people don't know about that. And I love telling them, because do I like talking to all the people that are on the shows? I do. I like them. They're smarter than me and they're a lot of fun and they don't mind sharing. But the stuff that makes it cool is fun to let people know about. That's why I like to promote events, So, and I like to go to events and I like to tell other people about events. It's just like with ghost hunting, or paranormal investigation, because I don't really like to hunt anybody.
Right.
But they're so used to the stuff on the shows. And I like showing away from the shows, like when my doctor wanted me to take his kids to ghost hunt. And I said, okay, where do they want to go? And he said, well, where do you think? I said, well, Sloss. We'll go to Sloss. And that was before they wouldn't let you ghost hunt. Just putting that out there just in case anybody's paying attention. So it was so funny because we went down in the boiler room, which is notorious. I figured you can always get something there. Well, there was a lot of activity. There was stuff moving around us. It was the middle of the day. It was a rainy day. It was just like in the room with us, there was stuff happening. And they were like, everybody was like 2 side order of grits, right? It was so fun. So, when we left, they were like, this was, whoa. I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. And so we walked outside of the building and his youngest, who was young, got scratched. Hadn't been scratched inside, got scratched outside. And I was like, I have never had that happen here. And I've investigated there a lot. And my doctor, because he's a doctor, raised his shirt up and looked and said, yep, you have a minor abrasion. And I'm like, he's got an abrasion? So I was just like tripped out a little bit. So they left and they were all cool. I went back downstairs and he was like, where are you going? I said, I think I just need to make sure I didn't leave any equipment down there. So I went back down there and I was like, that was ugly. And I just told them, that was ugly. I don't know why you decided to do that and why you waited till we were outside, but that was ugly. And you cannot do that to children because, he'll be okay because his dad's a physician and his dad is a spiritual person. But that is not okay. Don't ever do that to somebody that I'm with again. And, it was just kind of like, And so then I heard noise upstairs and I got my very first ever 3-voice EVP.
Oh, wow.
And it was cool. It was so cool. And you want to hear it? I might have it in my... Let me think about how to do this. Carl teaches me all the stuff and then he disappears.
It's high tech. It's high tech. It's real next out.
Right?
So
We always I always look forward to investigating with new people that had not investigated before.
Yes, I
And
love that.
yeah, I do too, because it's a fresh set of eyes. And I always tell them, we were investigating once, and they're like, "Oh, we can't really say anything because we don't know what we're doing." You can, because just because you've never done this before doesn't mean you're not going to have a great idea.
Yeah.
Or well, I don't know.
Well,
And
those
they
are the
keep
people
kind
that
of
have the
wishy-washy.
best
And I said,
ideas.
"Listen, you learn something. Even an experienced, seasoned investigator, you as an investigator, as a human being, you
Yes.
learn something from each person that you come in contact with.
Period.
Period.
Good
So
or
if you're
bad.
yeah, so if you're investigating
Yeah,
and
that's
there's
true.
a big group, and I'm over here with Jay, and he's doing something, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't think that I ever want to do that. I think that's stupid or ridiculous, and I'm not going to do it. I learned what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I'm with Kat and I'm investigating, he's like, oh my gosh, that's really cool. Did you see what she did? Did you see how she used that? I learned something to do. Or
Yes.
maybe I
Well, I
can
mean, that's how I
combine the
learned
two.
everything is from who I was with.
Yeah. Yeah. That was how we got started, was by working with other investigators.
Yes.
And that's how we learned. We spent 7 years. Was it?
About 6.5 years.
Just working with other teams.
Mm-hmm.
And just, we were like sponges.
Still are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm always open to learning something, because to me, because I'm sensitive and I have different skill sets, and sometimes some of them work better than others. I cannot just come out and say I'm a psychic or I'm a medium or more like an extra large. But it's just kind of the way it goes that I'm intuitive, and sometimes things talk and people
Right.
talk, and but I love. That's one of the things that I hate about Frank Lee not investigating anymore, because he was my person to investigate with. He's a good investigator. He's more analytical than I am, but I'm more intuitive than he is. It was a good blend. And when you find a team that you can work with like that, it's all about team. Everybody brings their skill sets to anything that you do, whether it's, what you can do, or Jay or Joe can do, or Jason can do, or, everybody, like you said, y'all were learning as you go, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where, I mean, team is important, even if it's not a definitive team, right?
Right. Even if it's just you and your buddy,
Yeah.
it's your team. For the longest time, it was just the two of us with Hindsight Paranormal.
Yes.
I was, and we were a perfect blend, because, as Joe would say, I do the woo woo shit.
Yeah. I know, right?
Oogly boogly. And Jay keeps me grounded.
Yes.
If I hear something, he'll be real quick to call it out. But he also knows that if I say, I see something over there, he believes me.
But
Right.
we also work things together where I'm not big on a lot of the equipment, but I do use it to validate what she's feeling and sensing.
Right.
Yes.
If she
Yes.
says she's
And we
feeling
bring
and
it
sensing
together.
something, and I can see, and I can get the equipment to show that there is a difference in fluctuation of something there, then
Mhm.
that's kind of validating her what she's doing and what she's saying. So I never work them just by themselves. I use
Right.
both, and when we're investigating,
Yes.
she's no piece she has no piece of equipment to me with her ability stuff, but I utilize that. And like you saw with you and Frank, he analyzes it more on the analytics side of it, what you're sensing. and those two combinations come together, you get more of a conformed answer because you're looking at it from two different perspectives instead of just taking one for granted that one is the only way to go. So I don't see so many teams out there for a long time where we don't use any psychic means. We're all scientific. You know, nothing that you're doing scientific, right? Everything you're doing is pseudoscience. There's nothing you're using. You're using modified equipment that was designed for another purpose to do what you wanted to do.
Yes.
So you have no true scientific. You have a scientific theory behind it, not even a theory. We're still at the hypothesis stage.
You preach that, Jay Lynch.
So it just annoys me when they do that. That you want to be that close-minded that you want to look at every possible perspective. And like I said, I tell people also all the time, what are you looking for? They say ghost. I said, what's also known as a ghost? Well, spirit. So you're going to take the spirituality. Aren't they together then? Spirit is it spirituality, and you're looking for a spirit. So wouldn't spirituality be in that? And aren't just every single human being on this planet spiritual in some way?
Well, they all have one.
Do you remember the night that we were over at the school and those two gentlemen from India?
Oh, that was interesting.
Came in, and they thought that it was it was so
cool. They thought
cool.
it was a haunted attraction.
They thought it was a haunted attraction,
not a paranormal investigation.
So they paid their money.
They thought this was a haunted house.
An attraction.
Like a haunted house.
And they thought they were going to that, not a paranormal investigation. And
so we're sitting in the break room and we're setting everything up and they're talking and this is what we're going to do. And those two poor guys were like,
they stayed though.
And
they stayed the entire time.
So Dan asked me, he says, you guys are kind of like looking a little bit shell shocked here. They told him, you know, they were very thick accent too. We thought this was like a haunted house, and he offered to give them their money back.
It is
right. It's a real one, but it was so cool because he offered to give them their money back. They're like, no, this is interesting. It's different. We got to talking to them, and it was like in their culture, when you pass away, your whole family gets quarantined.
Chastised for at least 7 days.
7 days. Nobody goes in or out of the house.
Don't talk to you. They don't touch you.
They put stuff over the windows and the mirrors because they don't want that spirit
to
attaching to something else.
Not going on. It was just...
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
It was extremely interesting to hear them talk.
I spent most of that evening talking with them because whenever they come back in the break room, because it was such a chance to open up and talk about a taboo situation openly and to see the difference in the cultures and the way they look at things and stuff. It's just so... And it gave me some ideas to look at things in different directions for trying some experimentations and investigating, which we're working on some more experiments now. Again, I've gotten kind of... with doing the network and the hot sauce and everything else, I've kind of fell behind my experiments, but I've kicked those back into gear again, but going through my old notes and some more stuff that's coming. That's what I'm talking with that Jason's buddy about building some equipment too. We're looking at actual equipment that will... My thing is, like, I love the millimeter because it gives you digital readout, not just flashing lights. My thing is why can't you put an SD card into that thing and record what you're recording, then go back on the computer and see your fluctuations?
I know.
So
instead of having to have a separate device to be able to film it.
Well, not... I used to sit there and I... this is how bad I used to be. I had notepad. Actually, they were notebooks, but they were the grid paper. And I would sit there and go back every so often, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, whatever, and manually log every fluctuation that I saw.
Oh my God, that had to be exhausting.
I would do that. And we lived in Post House for 4.5 years. Like the main teacher's room, I had at one time I had 4 or 5 notebooks full of just data log information.
Wow.
To see how and it was not even when people were investigating, just through the day. If I was off when it was my day off, I'd go up and set the millimeter in there and go up and like every 10 minutes I'd go up and check it and see if it temperature changed. Does it change? What had changed about it? Did it move? And just manually log everything. And I think with the modern technology that we have now, that a lot of these equipment could have a simple little area to have an SD card in there to record it all down so we could go back and actually download it. And now you have a chance to process every bit of the fluctuations throughout the entire evening. Because I would use 1
That
millimeter
would
for
be
this room and 1 mil.
Yeah.
I would not take it from one room to room. I had 3 different ones, and I would leave them whatever room I used in that room.
It was there all
only
night.
ever used in that room.
Yeah.
That way, it was calibrated to that room and stayed that room for
Mhm.
the entire evening, no matter where we went. If I put the millimeter in this room until we left, that millimeter stays in that room. I put another one in another room, and I kept track of what fluctuations they would do. I think it'd be better if we could actually have it recorded so we could download it. Now you have a quick instant comparison. You can now graph it out. You can now see atmospheric and your EMF fluctuations and things like that. You can now start to map it and chart it. All the equipment should be able to do that.
Did you
And see,
come up with an idea?
when he starts doing this,
Mhm.
I hear wah, 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 wah.
Well, I'm hearing this and I'm like,
So you're
How
listening,
hard
you're
would
you're
the-
listening to it, you're like, oh yeah. And I'm like, no.
But it's taking it into a scientific realm now.
Right,
We're able
and
to
that's
log
why I don't-
that.
if you were to, but the way that the millimeter works and how the readings are, it would be very difficult to be able to get that onto an SD card.
It's digitized. You can be able to digitize it. It's a signal. There's got to be a way, and that's what I'm working on. And I love the millimeter. Don't get me wrong, because it is digital.
I mean, I'm
because
just
it does
curious.
have display and readout.
I'm just trying
You've
to do
got
the
her
analytics
wheels.
on
You
how
can
that
see
would
her wheels
actually
turning.
function.
Any of them, even the one. What's the one little green box that does seismographs and all that stuff? Even those.
The EDI.
Yeah.
Something like that. Every bit of this equipment. Why is it not recording whatever it's reading? Why is there a way? Why do you have to hook the camera onto it and all this stuff? They're small SD card doesn't take much spot. I can
No, it
record.
doesn't.
Look at all the information I can record on this little piece of device with an SD card in there. I can put a 2 terabyte SD card in there, record everything on there, songs, music, everything else. We can't do that with this. I just think that it would
That's very.
it would put us in a direction of actually being able to formulate scientific data.
Yeah, because without it, you really can't, because it's all subjective.
Right. But now you can actually get actual digital data that you can download and look at and see and read and work from there. I know. I put this out there
Well,
in the
now I'm
world
going to be busy
because
all night thinking.
I put this out. Well, the reason why I put this out there like this, and I get in trouble for it all the time. Like, man, you shouldn't tell your ideas out like that. But
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
because
know.
somebody may come up with that.
Exactly. I don't know how to do it. I can't do it. I'm not an electronics guy. I'm not. So if there's somebody that hears this, goes, you know what? That would be cool to build that. And they have the ability to build that and to put that out there where people can have that information. We just now went another step closer to building another network to make things better for everybody.
But then you've got the people that are like, that was my idea. They stole my idea.
Oh, please.
Steal
Nobody
it.
hears these
You
ideas.
put it out
Let's
there
just go
for
do
them
it.
to hear.
Yeah. I mean, go out there and do it.
Saying
Because
wrong
I
time,
would
just
not
all
be
kinds of
offended if
things.
anybody did that.
No, I would love if they did. Take it and run with it.
I'd buy
And
it.
if you make a bunch of money off of it, good for you. But you know what? If I could do it, I would actually keep the cost low because
Yeah.
I want people to be able to use it. We're not.
Well, that's what I think too. I mean,
Affordability is a good thing.
why do you have to pay $280 for a piece of paranormal equipment that is basically just a tool that already exists that's been modified?
Well, I got
You know.
so much trouble over the REM pod.
And I get in trouble over this too because I have very strong opinions about ripping people off that are just trying to do stuff that's, you know.
This is an expensive hobby that we have.
It
I still
is,
get in
but it
trouble
doesn't
because-
have to be.
Right.
the equipment called the REM pod, and there's a whole lot of other ones just like it.
Mhm.
That's got to be the one brand. But that's not the equipment. I did it for the longest time. So I got to talk to a friend of mine who, God rest his soul, passed away. But do you know what that actually is based off of?
A REM pod?
Yeah.
I would think it's, go ahead.
It's based off a theremin, a musical instrument called a theremin that you play
Yeah.
without touching. That's a theremin with one of the antennas taken away.
From Star Trek.
That is a theremin. That's all that is.
Yeah.
You can buy a theremin kit to put together yourself on Amazon for less than $20 to build your own.
There you go.
For about $30, you can buy one. We don't have to even solder. It's just plug and play. You can build your own. They have it on there for 20 or $30. That's
Yeah.
all it is. It's a Theremin with one of the antennas taken off. It just, but people make it fancy because of flashing lights to it. Call it
Yeah.
a fancy name. Said they made it for paranormal investigating, and now
Put it in a pretty
a
box.
$20 little piece that's inside. Yeah, they put inside a box because. And John
Yeah.
Tincher is the one who told me. I don't know if you ever met John Tincher. He was an
I don't
absolutely
think I
wonderful.
have, or if I did, I don't remember the
Phenomenal
last
man.
name.
But he was going to build one inside of a nice little wooden box that kind of holds the tarot cards and stuff.
Mhm.
He passed away before I get a chance to build them, but absolutely was building them, and he was making them all the time for people.
Yeah.
And maybe about 40, 50
I mean, I
bucks.
don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with people making money.
No.
I do not. If you can find a way to make money and you're not harming anything, then knock yourself out. And
You're going to take my
Right.
idea,
I
make
hope you
money,
make
do
it
it, I
all.
dare you.
yeah, but the thing is that it doesn't have, the stuff that is out there doesn't have to be. I mean, I was looking at something that was very simple, wasn't a lot to it. Even I could figure out how it worked, but it was $450.
Well, look at that one recorder that people are also raised about that.
Panasonic
Whatever.
DR2.
That you used to be able to buy for,
$4,000.
it used
And
to be
I
able to buy
have used
for,
that.
you used to be able to buy for 20, 30 bucks. Now it's $4,000 for a damn recorder.
It's
And the
ridiculous.
only reason, I mean, they quit making them because they malfunctioned.
Yeah.
It was
But
not a great piece of equipment when it was new.
A malfunctioning
So-
piece of equipment now is the best thing to put on paranormal investigating. What?
Have you used one?
No.
Well, I have two friends that have them that I investigate with. One's in Scotland and one's here. But the first time I used it was in Scotland, and my dad had come through in a group reading. My dad and my nephew had both come through. So when I got out of that session, that group, I went flying up to find my friend Mikey, and I was like, I need to see that. But I can't understand what it's saying, so I need somebody to interpret it for me. And it's not clear. I mean, for $4,000, it better sing and dance to me. I mean, seriously.
Right.
And that's cheap for $4,000 for that. I mean, so yeah, I just had a real
I have
issue with
a lot of the ITC devices anyway,
yeah.
because they are radio wave. I haven't got a chance to really talk with Jake Prather about what he's doing with his, but it's
Yeah.
different, and I want to find out more about it. I'm really curious about it. I got a chance to really spend some time with him. He's really taken it, from what I understand, in a whole different direction, and I really want to find out more information.
Do you know in what way? What other direction? I mean, what the concept
He was
is?
doing a whole experiment with, and he had the two of the guys from Wraith Chasers is working with him and stuff. They were doing a whole. He hasn't put out a whole lot about it, so I'm waiting. He's a great
Yeah.
guy. Jay is an absolutely amazing guy, yeah, but he's done some
Yeah.
different direction with it, and I'm waiting to see what all he puts out, because he did like a year or two where he did a whole bunch of experiments and they filmed them and stuff, and he's compiling his data to actually publish it and stuff. I can't wait to see what comes out with it.
That would be
It's
interesting.
amazing. Yeah, check out Jake Prather. He's
Mhm.
got some cool stuff, and I can't wait to see where it's going.
I just love when people have ideas like that and build on them. No explanation on our show we did. Yeah. So I don't know. I just think that when somebody goes to the effort to do that kind of research before they do a build and then analyze it on top of that, I think that's so cool. I think that's so fun too. I just think it's absolutely fun. But, well, I am sitting here doing all the talking all of a sudden.
That's fine. I'm listening.
That's okay.
But I want to ask a question because I didn't get a chance to yet. But when Teresa, with your gifts, have you had those all your life?
Pretty much. My, well, my dad's family is from Eastern Kentucky, and it was the type of thing where I'd say I'd mention something to be, oh, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, I got that here.
You didn't see that. That's just not. And I'd be like, all right. Well, then I've always been interested in paranormal, probably for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we started investigating, that just, and it showed me that, hey, I have something I can use.
Yeah.
And then I discovered that, and I get a lot of crap about it.
Yeah.
Because when we go to events and I set up to do readings, I don't charge an arm and a leg to do them.
Mm-hmm.
And I have, from other mediums, I have received a whole lot of crap over it. And
I'm sorry.
it's something that
I deal with them.
I finally started standing up, and I was like, I have a full-time job. I don't do this as my full-time job. I rely on something else. This is extra. Why would I charge an arm and a leg for a gift that was given to me?
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it.
And when she's talking about center of price and stuff, I looked at her and said, okay, I'm going to put it as simple as I can from my standpoint. At what level would you pay for somebody to give you a reading? At what point would it be too expensive that you would say, I wouldn't get a reading from that person because it costs too much? Then that's when you do. No, her. That's what I told Teresa.
That's what he was telling me.
I said, so.
I did use it as your base.
If you're willing to pay somebody else that, and you're willing to charge that. If you're not willing to pay that to somebody else, then why would you charge somebody at that price?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
To me, it's real simple that way.
When Tina and I, my best friend, wonderful psychic medium, wonderful person, when we did readings together, and I've never seen anybody do it. We did readings together at Collingwood in Toledo, and for the same low price, you got to sit across the table and get readings from the two of us.
Oh, that's fun.
And we worked so well together.
And sometimes you get something you are.
Yeah, and there's no ego there.
No.
We can be sitting next to each other, and just because I'm picking something up and she's not, doesn't mean it's not there, or vice versa. We'll help the other one say, okay, well, what does the person look like? What are they wearing? We'll help pull that information. But there's no ego there. And somebody came to see us and said, I just wanted to go in and just talk to, because it was a friend. I just want to go in and talk to them. They couldn't get in to see us. We literally had a line waiting down the hall the entire time that we were there.
Wow.
And it was, we helped person after person after person. The last one of the night, we ended up doing a cleansing on, and it was just something spur of the moment. The guy needed it. It happened. And we did it. The right place, right time. But when you, my opinion, when you're given a gift, I don't think that you should charge an arm and a leg. Now, a lot of people feel that, hey, I was given this gift so I could make money off of it.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way. And if that's you, that's how you feel, then that's fine. You do you, baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Everybody has their own understanding of
Mhm.
things like that.
Yes.
But I feel like, you know, the limited things that I have that seem to be expanding. It's really kind of weird because I've had people come up and ask me to give them a reading before. And I'm like, I don't do that.
Right.
I mean,
That's
I don't
you'll
do
get
that.
there.
So I just,
How many times did you hear me say that?
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't listen to you.
I mean, I just didn't want to. I mean,
My thing was,
but if somebody asked me, let me just ask you a question before you tell me that. If somebody asks you for a reading, do you may not have ever been in this situation, but I was getting like antsy, like almost like nervous ticks antsy. And I finally said, "Why are you asking me?" And they said, "Well, because I was told to." And I said, "Well, this, and this."
you're
So
just a
there you go.
conduit.
Yeah, but that was just weird.
I have been before I ever started doing readings. My favorite thing was to do readings on buildings when we were in the buildings.
Oh, okay.
I would get like snippets of how it used to be, how it back in the day, and just a split second snippet that I would see, I could download so much information from it. It's really
Hmm.
cool when it happens. And your ADD I just went completely derailed. Damn you.
I've done nothing. I've done nothing. I'm sitting my own business.
Well, hell.
Your snippet that you got out of the building.
Oh, you're too busy beating my ass. That's funny.
You're
was
in so
going
much
somewhere
trouble, little
with that.
mister.
I stay in trouble. I don't
He
care.
is. He is. I was going somewhere with that.
Over the river and through the woods.
Grandmother's house we go. I don't remember where I was
It's
going
okay.
with it.
We will.
Oh, well,
When you get
yeah.
it back, you're going to have to call and tell me because we've got 2.5 minutes left.
Okay.
But so, other than all of the things that y'all are doing that we've talked about, tell people how they can find you and when you're on.
I'm on every Monday night on Dark Realm Radio and LEP Productions Facebook pages. Every night with either one week we do Dark Realm Radio podcast, and the next week we do Stirring the Pot. Stirring the Pot's all about comedy and fun and absolutely goofy stuff, and it is a lot of fun for us, but not about anybody else. We have a good time. But
It's
yeah,
a lot of
Everybody
fun.
yeah, I'm all over the
Everybody
place.
does.
I'm all over the place on Dark Realm Radio, LEP Productions. We have my own personal Facebook page. I'm on pretty much all the gaps and all that stuff. Just yeah, I'm not real big on TikTok. I get bored with that quick.
Yeah.
I don't shoot videos, so
I like to watch them all.
I like to
Yeah.
watch them too, but I don't make them.
Find us anywhere on there. We're always there. Check out Dark Realm TV on Roku, Amazon Fire. Remember, you get 7 days for free.
And
if you sign up for a year, you get 2 months free.
Yep. And we
Yes.
need more UFO shows. So if you have UFO friends and cryptid friends, we need those kind of shows big time. People explain it.
There you go. You know where to find them. You know what they need. Go and get it. So thank you so much for being here and playing with me.
Thank
I
you.
Thank you.
I haven't talked to y'all in forever.
It's been
Just to sit down and have a conversation. It has
Too
been.
long.
It won't be that long again.
Okay.
So
Threaten me with a good
thank
time.
you.
Right.
It is a good time.
Absolutely.
So for everyone listening, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. And we will be back on Sunday with Fate Mag Radio, the online voice of Fate Magazine. And then we will be back Same cat time, same cat channel for Paranormal Experienced, and we will see you then. Thank you for being here. Take care and be blessed.